Welcome friends. In this video we will be coming across certain properties of psychometry. So before going into the properties of psychometry, let's see a basic definition of what psychometry is. So psychometry is defined as the study of thermodynamic behavior of air and water vapor mixtures at various conditions. So thermodynamics deals with the relationship of heat and other forms of energy. So in psychometry, there will be a study based upon the behavior of air and water vapor mixtures at various conditions. So let's go into the properties. So before going into the properties of psychometry, there are basic terminologies which is quite fundamental to know to deal with the properties of psychometry. So under these terminologies, dry air is one of them. So what is dry air? Air is said to be dry when the air is devoid or it is free of moisture, or in other words water vapor. So air which is free of water vapor or water molecules, it is said to be dry air. Generally, dry air is composed of 78% of nitrogen, 28% of oxygen and other gases. The next terminology is moist air. Moist air is defined as the mixture of dry air and water vapor. So if air is composed of the basic fundamental requirements of a composition of air together with water molecules, this term to be moist air. Generally in hydraulic applications like pistons and pumps, not hydraulic, pneumatic. So in pneumatic pistons, dry air is more suited than moist air. Why so? Because in pneumatic cylinders or pneumatic pistons, when moisture content is increased, it causes corrosion to the walls of the piston. So in pneumatic applications, we usually prefer dry air. So the third terminology is saturated air. Before going deep into the definition of saturated air, let's have a basic understanding foundation of what the term saturation means. If we add any quantity beyond the desired or basic limit, we call it to be in a state of saturation. So in our case, saturated air is defined as the mixture of dry air and maximum amount of moisture. So when a huge amount of moisture is added to the dry air, the entire mixture, the sum of mixture, is termed to be saturated air. The fourth terminology is absolute humidity. So absolute humidity is defined as the water content in air to the volume of air. So it is expressed as gram meter per meter cube. Meter cube corresponds to volume of air and gram meter depicts the measurement of water content in air. Next terminology is relative humidity. Relative humidity is defined as moisture in air to the moisture in saturated air into 100. So relative humidity is generally expressed as percentage. The basic differentiation between absolute humidity and relative humidity is that absolute humidity is non-relative of temperature, whereas relative humidity is relative to the temperature of air. So the next terminology turns out to be specific humidity. So what is specific humidity? Mass of water vapor present in 1 unit of air. When you take a unit of air in a vast composition of air, and in the unit of air which we have taken consists of certain mass of air. That certain mass of air which is contained in the 1 unit of air considered by us is termed to be specific humidity. Specific humidity is also defined by the ratio of moisture in air to the mass of dry air. So here specific humidity is expressed as gm per kilogram. Kilogram corresponds to mass of dry air, and gram meter corresponds to mass in moisture in air. Next comes dry bulb temperature. Dry bulb temperature is measured using some temperature measuring instruments. For our convenience, let us consider the instrument to be a thermometer. So in thermometer, the reading, the substance which helps us to calculate, that is in several thermometers mercury or alcohol is used, but in our case the usage of mercury is more prevalent in the thermometers used to calculate dry bulb temperature. So when the thermometer is placed, the bulb of the thermometer, the temperature of the bulb of thermometer gets changed from its initial temperature to a certain amount. The change in the bulb temperature when it is placed in the air is termed to be dry bulb temperature. In other words, temperature of air measured when thermometer bulb is dry is termed to be dry bulb temperature. Dry bulb temperature is abbreviated to be TD. The next comes wet bulb temperature. When the thermometer bulb is wrapped with a wet cloth, then the temperature measured is considered to be the wet bulb temperature. In other words, temperature measured when the thermometer bulb is wet is termed to be wet bulb temperature. It is abbreviated to be TW. The next comes dew point temperature. So when a certain amount of air gets cooled, the moisture present in the air gets also cooled. So when the moisture present in air gets cooled, the density of the moisture content gets increases. In other words, the moisture gets condensed to form dews. So the temperature at which the first dew forms is termed to be dew point temperature, or in other words, temperature at which air gets cooled such that the moisture in it begins to condense at a saturated level is called dew point temperature. It is abbreviated to be TDP. The last terminology turns out to be the degree of saturation. The degree of saturation is defined as moisture in air per kg to the mass of saturated air per kg. This is expressed in percentage. So we have multiplied by 100. So thank you friends. Thank you for listening patiently.